and social media.
KUAM News Headlines is presented by Calvo's Insurance, a legacy of trust, serving Micronesia since 1938. Matson and the Adahi Tano Program. Cars Plus, home of Guam's first and only lifetime limited powertrain warranty. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it. And King's Restaurants, always open, always local, and serving up favorites for over 40 years.
Ahead on Prime Time, the total number of COVID-19 cases on Guam is now at 257, after an additional 2 cases earlier today. Plus, with today being the deadline to file, find out who's hoping to earn your vote this upcoming election. And the third batch of Pandemic Unemployment Assistance Program benefits will soon be ready for release. We have that information coming up.
Happy day and good evening. I'm Adriana Cotero. The number of COVID-19 cases on Guam has gone up again. According to Public Health's updated situation report, there is now 2 new cases of the coronavirus on Guam. One of the new cases, which tested positive through Diagnostic Laboratory Services, DLS, was identified through contact tracing and was from the same household. The second new case tested positive at the Department of Defense and reported recent travel history from the U.S. mainland. This case was identified while in quarantine. The total number of confirmed COVID-19 cases on Guam is now 257, with 5 deaths, 179 recoveries, and 73 active cases. Just today, it appears hundreds waited in line to take advantage of the free COVID-19 testing in Manila. As for an update on the contact tracing investigation at the Department of Corrections, Major Anton Ugan confirms 5 officers were tested and are waiting for the results. As for an update on the contact tracing investigation involving an officer that tested positive at the Dedado precinct, GPD spokesperson Sergeant Paul Tapao confirmed several officers have been tested and they are waiting for the results. He adds that officers have also been placed on quarantine. GPD is working with the officers and their families to assist with their needs. Additionally, the Dedado precinct remains open. Tapao adds they are moving officers around to cover down the various shifts as a result of what's happening at the precinct. The governor has issued a new executive order establishing a new Office of Homelessness Assistance and Poverty Protection with the Mayor's Council. She also repealed and reconstituted the members of the Interagency Council on Homelessness to be chaired by the Lieutenant Governor, a representative from the Mayor's Council, the GURA Director, the Housing Corporation President, the Regional Transit Authority Manager, a member of the Homeless Coalition, and a member from the public at large. Appearing today on the Containing COVID multimedia show, Lieutenant Governor Josh Norio said the mayors will be an important part in solving the homelessness puzzle.
They know exactly who the people are and some of the gaps. And so based on that, we are creating a structure that is going to empower and direct the agencies and establish who exactly is going to be the lead, and then have some mandates. And I think that some of the mandates are going to connect the dots between programs that should be able to be used to help people based on the circumstances and gaps in which people are not getting approved or getting seen to get into those streams.
While administration officials had said the awarding of a bid for a hardened homeless shelter would be last week, today Tenorio said he anticipates an announcement on Wednesday.
Nationally, everybody is having misses and trying to deal with this slot. For us, our big miss is that the timeline in which we expected there to be some interim shelter was, about 6 weeks ago. And that is, I told you last week, I would say that that's been one of the big misses that we need to straighten out. And that's why I've gotten even more personally involved in this.
The governor is expected to hold a press conference tomorrow for the announcement. Today was the deadline for candidates to file for election 2020. As of late this afternoon, there were more than 90 hopeful vying for the seats as senator, congressional delegate, and mayor and vice mayor. One of the Democratic senatorial slate, all of the incumbents are running except for Regine Bisco Lee, who announced she is not seeking re-election. They are Tina Munya Barnes, Amanda Shelton, Kelly Marsh Taitano, Joe S. San Augustine, Therese Terlahi, Clinton Rigel, Jose Terlahi, Talina Nelson, and Sabina Perez. The other Democrats are David Duenas, John Aninich, Fred Bordalio, Franklin Meno, Frank Leon Guerrero, Chris Carrillo, and the committee to draft Dennis Rodriguez. On the Republican side, all of the incumbents except for Will Castro are on the slate: Telo Taitigui, James Moylan, Mary Torres, and Luis Muña. Some former senators are also in the running. They are Vincent Tony Ada, Frank Blas Jr., Joanne Brown, and Chris Duenas. The other GOP candidates are Ryan Calvo, Vincent Borja, Joseph Cruz, Joaquin Leon Guerrero, Sandra Reyesua, Dominic Hernandez, and Michelle Armenta. There are 3 candidates for Congress: incumbent Michael San Nicolas and former delegate Robert Underwood for the Democrats, and Will Castro, who is running unopposed on the Republican side. For the mayoral and vice mayoral candidates of your respective villages, a complete list can be found on the Election Commission website. And one of the more prominent names to toss his hat back into the political ring is Robert Underwood. As we noted, the former 5-term congressman will be challenging incumbent delegate Michael San Nicolas in the Democratic primary. Nestor Lecanto reports.
Underwood served in Congress for 10 years between 2003 and 2013 and was president of the University of Guam for a decade between 2008 and 2018. He says he's coming out of retirement not to run for public office, but to run for public service. And he also spoke about the need for greater unity.
I never felt the need to chastise fellow Guam officials. I learned to work together even with political competitors, because the job in Washington, D.C. demands a unified voice. I promise to be that kind of leader, to give you more face time, and not just Facebook time, to listen to you, and not just talk at you, to find common ground, and not to push others aside.
Meanwhile, what will be his other main priorities?
I think dealing with economic change, with healthcare change, with educational changes, and of course being engaged with international issues, defense issues, taking a stronger stand on that, being more visible, taking advantage of national media opportunities as they present themselves. They're always
a subtle reference perhaps to the ongoing ethics investigation against his opponent in the primary, incumbent delegate Michael San Nicolas.
I'm offering the people of Guam a choice. They know him. I hope they remember me, and I hope they get to know me more.
For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
The Guam Department of Labor confirms a second batch of $36.4 million was sent over to various banks today to pay out claims for the Pandemic Unemployment Assistance and Federal Pandemic Unemployment Programs. Director David De La Sola says claimants should have either gotten benefits today or tomorrow, depending on their banks. He also provides an update on the claims that have been filed to date.
Today, we have a total of 32,732 employee separations from 1,837 employers on the employer module. And we have 28,725 initiated claims that have been put into the system. So things are running well, so to speak. And just to kind of give you a little idea on the work that we're doing is from the first batch that we paid out of $34.5 million or so, 160 came back returned from EFTs because the claimants put in the wrong account numbers or routing numbers. So we have a whole new batch of people trying to clear those up and trying to fix those. And for those that we can't get a hold of or fix, they will automatically be turned into checks and will be processed and mailed out.
Meanwhile, a third batch of PUA benefits totaling $41 million will soon be ready to be released. However, because Friday is a government holiday, it might not go out until next week. Senator Luis Muña shares her side of the story on why she initially applied for the pandemic unemployment assistance while in government, which raised eyebrows. Muña was a singer at some business establishments and worked at a gym. She says she felt qualified under the contractors and part-time musicians category.
It is a unique situation because I don't think there are any other senators that do have part-time jobs like myself. So yeah, I think I see why people are making an issue of it. I'm a single mother.
She said it was a genuine mistake that she didn't include her income as a full-time legislator in her application, just the income she had lost. After reading further instructions, she wrote to the Department of Labor requesting to withdraw the claim. The cash-strapped Archdiocese of Agana will be able to apply for the federal assistance through the Paycheck Protection Program. The church filed suit against the SBA after its application was denied due to bankruptcy. But in a ruling late Monday, District Court Chief Judge Francis Tidinko Gatewood found that the SBA acted outside of its statutory authority in excluding those who are in the most need, the Chapter 11 debtors. The judge wrote that the CARES Act allocated more than $600 billion to sustain thousands of small businesses struggling to survive, and without a doubt, the PPP funds would provide a lifeline to the financially distressed Archbishop of Agana. Court documents indicate church revenues have fallen drastically since the COVID crisis. Its finances have also been hit hard by hundreds of lawsuits alleging clergy sexual abuse. And stick around for more news here. You're watching Prime Time.
While we've all been through a lot over the years,
typhoons, earthquakes, and now COVID-19,
we've been able to get through these together.
For more than 80 years,
Calvo's Insurance has been protecting your homes, your businesses,
and the health of your family.
We are here today and we'll be here tomorrow.
There are better days ahead. Tomorrow's a new day filled with hope and choices.
The possibilities of what we can achieve together are limitless.
Let's continue to work together to ensure a brighter tomorrow for all of us.
It makes myself and it makes my team members very proud to work for an organization that has been on island for many years with its focus on reliability, dependability, and commitment to the communities that they operate in.
Matson's a great corporate citizen to the community.
We all benefit from any sort of environmental commitment we make. One of the ways that we do that is with our Adahi Utano program. There's action behind it, and so action breeds commitment.
With the Kaimana Gila coming to Guam, this brings a new age and modernization to the island.
It's exciting for me because it's a brand new ship and we can carry more freight into the islands. It just shows growth for Guam and Micronesia.
Matson would be nothing without its customers, and we hope to continue to serve you for decades to come.
We are open to serve you at Cars Plus Guam. Need a quick service for your vehicle? Visit our express lane at Cars Plus. Done fast, done right. No appointment needed. Our service team is dedicated to helping you get your vehicle in and out of the shop and back on the road quickly and securely. Simply drop off your vehicle at our express lane driveway, and one of our service advisors will take care of it. Need a ride? Not to worry. We have a shuttle vehicle ready to drop you back home and pick you up when your vehicle is ready. Open Monday to Saturday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Visit us today. We are open to serve you.
KUAM News, winner of the 2020 Regional Edward R. Murrow Award for Excellence in Social Media.
Welcome back. Brandon Acosta will be back before a jury trial in the coming week. Acosta faces 12 counts of various charges, including aggravated murder and criminal sexual conduct for the 2018 death of 15-year-old Tamika Nauta. During his trial nearly 2 months ago, after the government rested its case, defense counsel William Poole motioned for acquittal and the dismissal of all the charges. Since COVID-19, the trial court reconvened last week and ultimately ruled that the matter will go back before the jury. Both parties met in Judge Vern Perez's courtroom today for a status hearing.
The idea is that we will bring the jury back. We will make sure that there are no complications for their continued service. And then we will plan for the playback of what would be about 3 full days of testimony, somewhere in the way of 18 hours. And then proceed afterwards towards completion.
A return was scheduled for Thursday, July 2nd at 1:30 p.m. to meet with the jurors and the playback to begin next week. Viclin Tergezu is in the final stages of taking a formal plea agreement in her Superior Court case. Tergezu was arrested on drug charges and is expected to enter a plea with the government that's run concurrent with her federal court case. Tergezu currently resides in the CNMI. As we reported, she was identified as the ex-girlfriend of former Zonja Mayor Jesse Blas, and she cooperated with the government in Blas's federal case. Blas pled guilty to extortion charges and awaits sentencing in August. Judge Anita Sokola scheduled Tergezu's next court appearance for July 27th. There is uncertainty as to the Guam Memorial Hospital's authorities' ability as an ongoing concern. That's the opinion by independent auditor Deloitte & Touche in an audit released by the Office of Public Accountability. The hospital's FY 2019 financial statement showed recurring losses and negative cash flows from operations. The report also stated that despite increased collections, the hospital's mandate to provide health care to all patients, regardless of ability to pay, resulted in the continual growth of patient receivables. On a positive note, last January, the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid approved a rate rebasing which narrowed the gap between the actual cost per discharge and the total amount per discharge reimbursed. But the report said further rebasing is needed for the hospital to recover the full cost. And happening right now at this hour, the Guam Education Board is meeting to place a vote on whether they support the District School Readiness Task Force's recommendations for the upcoming school year. As we reported, the public schools proposals include 3 instructional models offered to parents to choose for their children. The first being 100% online learning at home, the second is home learning with hard copy curriculum for students, and the third model is a traditional face-to-face classroom instruction with the blending of a home learning that will be an ABC and repeat schedule. Since introducing the model, the department has met virtually with parent-teacher organization leaders for their input and additionally sent out parent surveys. You can watch the GEB meeting streaming live now on GDOE's Facebook page. A press conference is set for tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. at the GDOE headquarters in Tizen to further address questions on the reopening, safety, and protocols. It was a sight that many saw this morning, paratroopers ascending from multiple C-17 Globe Masters, which kicked off a training exercise being hosted by Andersen Air Force Base. According to a media release, the training exercise will consist of several military aircraft operating in the airspace near Andersen and the Guam International Airport. Residents nearby and in the surrounding areas should not be alarmed if they see or hear increased activity over the next several days. The exercise and other training support military readiness are critical to developing the skills needed to respond to operational missions throughout the region. It may have been an unconventional ceremony, but Guam Community College was sure to follow tradition in recognizing the graduating class and reaching this milestone.
We extend our heartfelt gratitude to parents, faculty, dignitaries, friends, and families for making this a most memorable event for our graduating class of 2020.
Another door has opened for the 247 Guam Community College graduates, and congratulations are in order as they take their first steps through that door. GCC held their first ever motorcade commencement ceremony over the weekend, with the Vice President for GCC Academic Affairs, Dr. Ray Samara, inaugurating the ceremony.
It may even be more significant considering the challenges faced during these past few months. I am privileged to inaugurate our ceremony by congratulating our graduates and welcoming your families today.
Family and friends made their way onto GCC campus to drive by as their graduates walked across the stage, received their diplomas, and were commended for their determination and perseverance to push through.
What makes the class of 2020 different is your clear commitment and resilience. In the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic that shut down our island and much of the world, our proud graduates stayed the course and completed the task at hand.
Congratulations, class of 2020, go forth as Guam's leaders in workforce development.
Viva GCC! Viva GCC! Viva GCC!
The CNMI legislature met with members of the COVID-19 task force early Monday morning for a briefing on the state of the island's public health response. Chair Warren Villagomez explained the remaining needs to ensure village-based testing can be implemented soon.
Best to identify the vulnerable population within the precincts, and at what level of efforts do we need to engage in our community that are challenged with transportation, language barrier issues, at what level of coordination that we need to bring our community that hasn't been tested to be tested.
Representatives also expressed concern for the capacity to monitor incoming passengers in self-quarantine, plans for schools in the fall, and status of the alternate care site at Kanoa Resort. To date, the CNMI tested over 8,000 people of its residents, remaining at 30 confirmed positive cases with 2 deaths. In this week's Health Check report, several states are reporting the largest increases in coronavirus cases since the start of the pandemic, prompting many to slow down their reopening plans just ahead of the 4th of July holiday. Chris Martinez has the latest from Los Angeles.
Health Check is presented by Island Cancer Center.
People across Florida are waiting in line for coronavirus tests after 18,000 new coronavirus cases emerged over the weekend and another 5,400 just today. As of this afternoon, Jacksonville is the latest major Florida city requiring people to wear masks in public. But Governor Ron DeSantis says the state will not force the issue.
But we've left it to the locals to make decisions about whether they want to use coercive measures or impose any type of criminal penalties. We're not going to do that statewide.
Many beaches and bars in South Florida are closing ahead of the 4th of July holiday. Miami's mayor is even considering another stay-at-home order.
You don't want people to die as a result of this, and it's certainly not as a result of irresponsible behavior.
In Texas, a Dallas County judge is urging Governor Greg Abbott to reinstitute a statewide 30-day stay-at-home order. The governor closed Texas bars on Friday. In California, bars in 7 counties, including here in Los Angeles, have been ordered closed. In 8 other counties, it's still only a recommendation. New Jersey is indefinitely postponing indoor dining. And in New York, where infections are slowing down, Governor Andrew Cuomo asked President Trump to issue an executive order mandating people wear masks in public.
It's time to wake up America. The White House has been in denial on coronavirus from the get-go. And the federal response has just been wrong.
Producers announced today that New York's Broadway theaters will remain closed through at least January 3rd, 2021, after going dark in mid-March. Chris Martinez, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Don't go away, more to come on Prime Time.
Your community calendar is brought to you by Taco Bell. Whether it's your first meal or your 4th meal, we've got you covered. Taco Bell, live Más.
For the safety of our customers and our associates, we wipe down our areas and continuously we wipe down after each customer.
For safe social distancing, we also added 6 feet space markers.
King's welcomes you back with our King's Time value menus, full of great deals for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We hope to see your family soon at King's.
For the Love of Burgers is back with 6 of our most popular burgers, each for just $9.99 for a limited time at Ruby Tuesday Guam.
Take the party home with our new Get It To Go menu. Combo specials and kids meals, pizza, wings, and more. Now available for carryout at Chuck E. Cheese's Guam.
The people of Guam once again have the power to shape our island's future for the good of the entire community.
The 2020 Census of Guam is an island-wide population count.
A snapshot of Guam that happens just once every 10 years.
A census worker will ask you a number of questions.
You'll be counted no matter what language you speak. Sensiguro na todo siya inipit midso upang sikreto.
Ang bawat kawani ng 2020 Census of Guam ay nanumpa na habang buhay na poprotektahan ang bawat impormasyong makakalap.
Shape your future. Start here.
This morning, Chris and Bree spoke with Helen Carbonell, who made the Dean's List at the University of Notre Dame.
I want to bring on Halen Carbonell. Now, Halen's got a really cool story. He's going over to the University of Notre Dame and, dealing with everything that's going on with the COVID. We just want to recognize his good work because his parents are so proud. They messaged, pretty much everybody here at KUAM and told us about young Halen making the Dean's List at the University of Notre Dame. And so we got Halen on the line. And I guess just first of all, Halen, if we could, let's kind of unpack that feeling you got when you got that letter that said you were on the University of Notre Dame's Dean's List. Okay, let me try it again. Halen, line 1, I think that's you. Are you there? That's it. Halen, again, so just tell us the feeling when you saw that letter that said you were on the Dean's List for ND.
Oh, well, I was really shocked because, going to a school at Notre Dame is definitely a difficult school. Like, many of my friends, the people I met at my school, they come from top high schools around the U.S., so when I got the news that I was back on the Dean List, I was very surprised.
Describe that surprise. And what was the reaction from your family? I'm sure they were very proud of you.
Yeah, it was kind of funny because when I got the news, I checked on my phone, my email, and we're eating at a local restaurant here in Guam. And so when I told my mom and dad the news, they went in tears. So I was like, wow, it's just definitely like a great moment in my life to make them proud.
Is that what your motivation is? Going to school like Notre Dame, making your mom and dad proud?
Yeah, definitely, because growing up, I didn't come from the most easy background because both my parents, they don't have the most their jobs aren't the best out there. So knowing that they sacrificed so much to work hard to pay for my tuition and growing up, supporting my golf career and all that, I knew that I had to pay them back. So I thought the best thing I can do is just work hard in my academics and anything I can do for them.
Going to school in Notre Dame, right? So it's so far away from home. How do you stay motivated with your studies?
Well, what really helps is being surrounded by people who really help me. Because when I first came to Notre Dame, I've made so many friends who are able to support me. And so we all work together to make sure that each one of us is working to our very best to ensure that we get the best grades out there and perform to our very best.
What would your message be to other, students out there who are listening to this, who, maybe think that, oh God, I'll never go to ND, or I'll never make it to a big school? You're that inspiration. You're that example. So what's your message to them?
Well, definitely shoot for the stars, because I know when I was applying for colleges when I was back in high school, I didn't expect at all to get to a school like Notre Dame. After going high school right here in Guam, all my parents and my family just expected me to go UOG right after high school, but I'm telling myself I definitely deserve to go to a school at Notre Dame. If you work your utmost best, you can definitely get to a school like Notre Dame or any prestigious institution out there.
MTO Maintenance will now completely sanitize your home, office, or business with state-of-the-art commercial sprayers. For over 30 years, MTO Maintenance has been committed to the health and safety of our customers. And now, more than ever, a clean home, office, carpets, and furniture is a necessity to our island. Give us a call today. Stay healthy and stay safe, Guam.
Call 647-6861 for an appointment.
What does the brilliant cut mean to me? It means consistent quality, right across the age expressions. We never compromise on quality and flavour.
It's also the very particular cut of spirit we take to fill our barrels. Tasting it today is just as exciting as the first time I tasted it. That is the brilliant cut.
The only way to beat a box of cheesy, crunchy, fully loaded nachos is more nachos. It's Taco Bell's Nachos Cravings Pack. Order ahead and pick up yours at our contactless drive-thru.
And before we close out the news tonight, our latest round of birthday shout-outs from the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club.
Happiest of birthday wishes going out. Wait, what are we doing? We have to do this the right way. It's our tradition. Happy birthday. There we go. To Vanji Gogui, we thank God for you, says your shout out. Happy birthday, and we love you always, says your family. That's a great shout out. Good job, guys. Happy birthday number 18 to Terrence Duanius. We love you and you continue to amaze us. Many blessings and love from Mom, Dad, Tyler, and the family. Also, happy birthday to KUAM's very own Jenica Distor. Happy birthday, Jen, and good job putting this birthday shout out together. And a happy belated birthday to Connor Miles Brennan, was born on the 29th. Happy birthday number 4 to Connor Boy. We love you so much with 4 O's. Hope you get all the blow dryers and vacuum cleaners you could ever ask for, which are his favorite toys. Love, your familia. Awesome people. Hope you all have an awesome birthday.
Remember, you can be part of the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club by registering online on KUAM.com. Just please make sure to include with your photo your name and birth date. That's going to do it for us here on Primetime. Thanks for watching. Have a good night and be safe.
Who called in to answer questions about her filing for pandemic unemployment assistance. And I guess we'll just